Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Welsknight's Realm. And in today's episode, I want to do some work in this area right here. As you come in, we're in the Rustic Village. If you haven't seen the Rustic Village before, where you been? Where you been? We've been working on this since like the beginning of the series. But we're in the Rustic Village, and as you follow the path, we come through this little section here, and then there's this break in the road, and this way kind of goes over here to the mansion, and then this way kind of goes down to the farm, and this goes to the storage room. But there's all this space, like right in here, that could really be used for something, and that's kind of what I want to do in today's episode, is I want to work on that area a little bit. So, I'm thinking, I have kind of an idea, I have some plans, I have an idea of what we're going to do, and we're going to try it out and see if we can come up with something we like. What I kind of... actually, let's use sea lanterns instead. What I want to do is I want to make like a little fountain right here. I think that'd be kind of cool. So we're going to come up with a little bit of a fountain design. We want to find kind of the center point, which I think is probably about there, give or take. And then we'll take it out maybe 2 in each direction, because I want the fountain to ultimately be circular. And that seems about right. That seems like a good height, or a good shape for a fountain. Like here? That looks good. That looks good to me. Okay, so then we'll tear up this little section down in here, and we're going to replace that with a different material. And I think I'm actually going to use diorite for this. Ooh, I know. It's not something I would normally do. But I think for the material underneath the fountain, I think it'll actually look pretty good. So that's what we're going to go with there. Now, we also need to kind of lay out this area with some other type of block as well. And I don't know for sure what I want to use for this. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe like stone slabs, and then we'll raise it up a little bit. How does that look? That doesn't look terrible. Something along these lines? I mean, ultimately, the goal here is to have a fountain, and the inside of it is pretty much all going to be covered up. But that looks pretty good. And then here in the middle, let's make a couple of these guys, and we'll put a chiseled brick there. And then maybe a couple of regular stone bricks on top, or regular smooth stone on top. And you're going to be like that, aren't you? There we go. We'll do this. And then another chiseled on top like that. And then the fountain will flow up about that high, which seems to be about the right height. Like, that seems good to me. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Now, I want to have lighting in here as well, so I think we're going to tear up... Ooh, actually, you know what we could do? Here's an idea. What if our lighting were to go here instead? I was going to put it directly into the water, but it'd be kind of cool if we had sea lanterns like that, and then with the slabs on top. And that seems like a pretty decent little kind of fountain design. And then that would fill up like so. So we've got the fountain kind of coming up over there. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so let's go and grab... Do I have another bucket sitting in here? Yes, I do. Another water bucket, in fact. Let's do this, actually. We're going to make an infinite water source right here, just to make this a bit easier on all of us. And we'll just kind of fill this whole little section up. There we go. like so, and like so. Okay, that looks good. And then right there. So we've got this little fountain kind of chilling. Now, one thing I notice immediately is that we should probably move it back. I'm just kind of looking at it. We built the fountain, and now that I'm looking at it here, this seems like it's a little bit too far forward. I think it would be better if we pushed it back to about here. I think, yeah, I think that would be much better. So let's just fill up 2 water buckets. Oh, it's getting dark. It's getting dark. Tell you what, let me take a nap. Let me get the fountain moved, and I'll come back to you in just a second. All right, guys, I am back. So we got the fountain moved, and that feels a lot better to me now, just location-wise. And what I like is you kind of come down this path, and you can see the warehouse there, but it's covered up a little bit by this fountain, which I think is really actually a good look. So we've got that part done. Now, I want to add some detail around this thing, and there's a few different ways we can go about doing that. I'm kind of leaning towards something like this, just around the edges here. Now, you might see some diorite kind of peeking out over there. That's okay. I've got so much diorite that I'm never going to use because I almost never use diorite. It's just a very ugly block, in my opinion, that I just decided to cover the other diorite up with grass, because why not? You know, whatever. Diorite, though, not really my favorite block. But what we could maybe do here is just lay down some regular stone slabs like this. I just want to see how this looks. I'm not sold on the stone slabs there. Yeah, not loving that. Not loving that so much. Not loving that at all, actually. So let's just tear all that up. And let's look at other options, because that, yeah, not doing it for me. So the other, I suppose the easy, the easy, almost cheap solution would be, ooh, actually, what if we were to do carpet around this thing? That could actually be kind of cool. Let me go grab a shears. That could actually be a really cool thing. Ooh, actually, do I have a shears in here? I might. I do. Awesome. All right. So we need to figure out what color we want the carpet around this fountain to be. And I'm thinking it should be a neutral color, like white or gray or black, something like that. So let's head into our giant thing of sheep. Shut the gate. No. There we go. And let's just shear all the sheep that are a neutral color. That's my plan. A lot of white sheep. Get some gray sheep. We're probably going to end up going white. Just looking at the sheep here, I think the only way we're going to have enough wool is if we do white. Although maybe gray. Gray could work as well. You know what I should just do? I should just harvest. I should just shear all the sheep. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get the sheep all sheared up, guys. I'll come back to you in just a little bit. All right, guys. I am back, and we've got a whole bunch of wool. I think we'll be good. I think we will be set on wool for the foreseeable future. So I think the first one I want to try is maybe white. Let's just kind of lay that around. Ooh, that creates a really nice high level of contrast. Just around the fountain like this? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's go ahead and I'm thinking first try, like nailed it. First attempt. That works pretty well. That's almost exactly what I was going for. Enough to make it stand out, but not enough that it's like painful to look at. You know what I mean? So I think I actually really like the white there. I think that's really good. That does quite nicely. And then we've got our fountain over here. Now, as far as other things, let's actually get all this wool out of our inventory. It's kind of everywhere right now. Let's just dump it all in here where it belongs, I think. Oh, I threw some stone in there too, but that's fine. Okay. Is that good? I think that's good. Oh, and sea lanterns too. Yeah, cool. And wool, I suppose, would go in this guy. Sure. So, all right. Now, the next thing I want to do, let's grab a spruce fence, is we want to dedicate this shrine to someone, or this fountain to someone, I'm thinking. So, let's put, where can we put this thing? Maybe just right here. And then put the sign on there like so. How is that going to look? That's going to be floating. Can we put the sign on top? Yes! Cool. So, in honor of, and we will dedicate this to David Isaac, whose name I spelled wrong, who's one of my Patreon supporters, in honor of David. Actually, you know what? We can fit this all on 2 lines. In honor of David Isaac. There we go. So that is his little fountain right there. And then can we... I don't think I like those torches there. Maybe we'll just leave it like that. Like, that's not bad. That's not bad. And then if we grab a little bit of bone meal and kind of bone meal this area around it, that'll really help it kind of come to life as well. So we'll just bone meal, a little bit of bone meal in there, a little bit of bone meal over here. That's a little too much bone meal. That's okay. We'll just kind of, we don't want this, basically it seems like when you bone meal, you have to kind of bone meal and then kind of undo some of the bone meal, or it just ends up being too much. The other thing we can kind of do to add a little bit of interest to the whole area, the whole town in general, is to make some of this grass too high. I don't know why I didn't do that before, but that kind of also just makes things look a little bit more interesting here and there. You know what I mean? Like maybe that one, and, you know, just, you want the idea that the village is very, very nature focused, very one with nature. I don't want to say overgrown, but very, very rustic, you know? Just very country, kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and, you know, a big part of it is the nature. We'll also do something with this space right here, I think, but for now I'm just going to bone meal a bit. Like so, just for the time being. And we're going to do something over here as well, but I don't know what yet. But for now, we've got this nice little shrine fountain thing going. So there you have it. And that's what I wanted to get done in today's episode. So guys, it might be a little bit of a shorter episode, but if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.